In the event of an emergency evacuation, please follow these guidelines. If you are seated in the lower rows of level 100, please walk down the stairs to the floor, proceed through the nearest portal, and exit the building. For the upper rows of level 100, walk up the stairs to the concourse and exit through the nearest doors. Those seated in 200, 300, or loge seating walk downstairs to the concourse to exit through the nearest doors. Elevators will not be in service, but event staff will be available to guide and assist you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, and welcome to today's commencement exercises. This day represents a milestone accomplishment in the lives of our students. We are proud of their accomplishments at UT, and we know that you are too. Please remember that this is a formal academic ceremony, and appropriate decorum is expected. Out of respect for all of our graduates, we request that everyone, graduates and guests, stay until the end of today's ceremony. We want everyone to experience this important day without interruption or disruption. Please remember that at the conclusion of today's commencement ceremony, there will be time to celebrate with your graduate at the Winston College of Law building on Cumberland Avenue. At the end of the ceremony, all graduates and guests are asked to exit the arena up the stairs to the concourse level. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, please stand for the academic procession. The procession includes the graduates of the College of Law class of 2026 and faculty representatives led by Marshall Terry Baxter, College Dean Lonnie T. Brown, Jr., and University of Tennessee, Knoxville Chief of Staff Matthew Scoggins will lead the commencement stage party that includes members of the college administration. please remain standing as you are able, and gentlemen, please remove your caps as we begin today's ceremonies with the singing of our national anthem. Vocalist Kaylin Judd is accompanied by members of the Tennessee Brass.
See by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Good morning. I'm Lonnie Brown, Dean of the University of Tennessee Winston College of Law, and it is my great pleasure to officially welcome you to our 2026 hooding ceremony. We're thrilled that all of you are here to share in this joyous occasion. There are many important people in attendance today, but I want to single out two for special recognition. University Chief of Staff and Winston Law alumnus Matthew Scoggins, and our distinguished keynote speaker, the Honorable Sarah Campbell. We are honored to have both of you here with us today, and Justice Campbell, we are especially looking forward to hearing your words of wisdom. Graduates, the receipt of your Juris Doctor degree marks a significant milestone in your lives. The culmination of 3 years of hard work, new experiences and friendships, unpredictable tribulations, and personal successes. There have also been and continue to be seismic shifts in the legal landscape into which you will soon be launched. You have learned about and witnessed firsthand the awesome influence of the law. It governs and guides all that we do. It protects time-honored civil rights, freedoms, and privileges. But as you have also seen during your time with us, individual liberties are not immutable. Change is possible, indeed inevitable. And when it occurs, we as lawyers must be prepared to either adapt or use our legal skills to challenge or resist those reforms that appear contrary to the public good, while always acting in the best interest of our clients and with all due deference to and respect for the rule of law. Notwithstanding unprecedented contemporary incursions, the rule of law remains a sacred and fundamental ideal within American society. And as attorneys, it is our supreme duty to vigorously and uncompromisingly protect and defend this imperative foundational concept. One ubiquitous lesson that you have surely learned during your time with us is that the law almost invariably contains a great deal of nuance. Whether you are advocating in the courtroom or negotiating in the boardroom, capitalizing on such ambiguity can be an effective strategy. However, there are some things that simply are not ambiguous. We have all witnessed the implementation of policies, laws, and other governmental edicts that are patently and unequivocally wrong. To contend otherwise is to naively or callously ignore reality. Your Winston law education has prepared you to be ethical and skilled leaders within the profession who can and will acknowledge that which is wrong and courageously do whatever is necessary to counteract it, thereby ensuring that the words prominently featured on the entrance to the Frank Winston Law Building, "Equal justice under law," can be tangibly realized by all who call America home. Today you join such trailblazing luminaries as Abraham Lincoln, Clarence Darrow, Thurgood Marshall, Constance Baker Motley, and Sandra Day O'Connor, to name but a few. Individuals of great character and fortitude who are willing to defy the status quo to move our profession, our justice system, and our society in a more positive, receptive, and egalitarian direction. They took seriously the humbling power and responsibility that went along with having earned and accepted membership within our hallowed calling, and used their legal training to make a profound difference in the lives of countless individuals. You are now about to embark on the path that these forerunners and others have paved for you. In their footsteps, you too can make such a difference by using your legal acumen to safeguard the rights of those most in need of your assistance, perhaps now more than ever: the poor, the oppressed, the accused, and the marginalized. The law is a public trust, and we as attorneys are the trustees. As our society's fiduciaries, we must do everything within our means to guarantee that our justice system operates for the benefit of all people, no matter where they come from, what they look like, who they love, or what they believe. Class of 2026, throughout your time here, you have demonstrated on multiple occasions how much you care about the well-being of others within our building and in the broader community. You have evinced a passion, a fire for doing what is right, which can most readily be extinguished by fear. Be ever mindful of that. And when you sense that fear is taking control, remember this quote by author Jack Canfield: "Everything you want is on the other side of fear." Don't let trepidation or excessive cautiousness prevent you from making the most of the amazing opportunity that exists on the other side to shape an ever more hopeful and just society. On this auspicious day, for which you have worked so very hard to reach, I wish for you courage, strength, and commitment. But most of all, I pray that your professional journeys are meaningful and fill you with a sense of accomplishment, peace, joy, and immense satisfaction. Class of 2026, you have greatly enriched the Winston College of Law on so many levels, and for that we are deeply grateful. We will miss you as students, but take enormous comfort in knowing that you will be leading the next generation of lawyers working for a better tomorrow. We're also extraordinarily proud of the graduates who will be receiving their Master of Legal Studies degrees today. You have likewise worked diligently and conscientiously throughout your time at Winston Law, somehow balancing your academic schedule with full-time careers and other pressing demands. We know that you too will use your newly acquired legal knowledge to enrich your professional lives and, more importantly, the lives of others within our society. We enthusiastically welcome you to the Winston Law alumni family and are excited about all that you will accomplish in the future. Finally, graduates, it is most fitting and important for us to recognize those whom we know lovingly and proudly supported you throughout your law school journey in all sorts of meaningful ways, emotionally and perhaps even financially. Your parents, grandparents, spouses, partners, children, siblings, and other family members and loved ones. They are undoubtedly your chief admirers and most loyal advocates. Please join me in acknowledging and thanking them with a round of applause. Before I close, I want to take a moment to recognize two of our faculty colleagues who will be retiring at the conclusion of the summer. Scott Childs, our Associate Dean for Library and Technology Services, and Sharice Heath, Director of our Academic Success Program. Both Dean Childs and Professor Heath have been indispensable administrators, teachers, and colleagues for 15 and 6 years respectively. We are deeply grateful for their hard work and dedication, which unquestionably contributed significantly to the educational experience of our students, as well as the overall success of Winston Law. Please join me in congratulating them on their well-deserved retirements and thanking them for their devoted service. It is now my great pleasure to introduce Justin Franklin, a member of the class of 2026, who was selected by his classmates to serve as their student speaker. This is a tremendous honor and is indicative of the deep admiration and respect that Justin's fellow graduates rightfully have for him. Justin is a very impressive person in all respects, and one of the kindest and most personable individuals that you will ever meet. I have personally taken great pride and delight in watching him develop over his 3 years at Winston Law. I distinctly remember Justin coming to meet with me early during his first semester, simply to talk with me and get some advice about law school. Such a meeting could come across as annoying and obsequious, but as those of you who know Justin well might suspect, that was certainly not the case. He was earnest, honest, and noticeably nervous, especially about time. I remember he kept looking at his watch while we were meeting. I think he was concerned about class or missing out on some precious study time. That initial encounter demonstrated to me that Justin was special, and I sensed that great things were in store for him. Clearly, my perception could not have been more accurate. Justin has been an absolutely model student, a leader among his classmates, and a future lawyer whom any client will be extraordinarily fortunate to have on their side. Justin received his undergraduate degree from LSU, and just so you know, I pre-censored his remarks by expressly prohibiting the utterance at any point, Justin, of the phrase, "Go Tigers." After LSU, he proceeded to obtain a master's degree in public administration at Cornell University before achieving the pinnacle of joining us at Winston Law. Following graduation and the bar exam, Justin will be working in his hometown of Memphis with Bassberry and Sims in the firm's public finance group. Families, friends, colleagues, and graduates, it's my honor and privilege to introduce Justin Franklin.
Good morning, and congratulations to the class of 2026. When I was told that I would be the student standing here today, speaking to and on behalf of my incredible classmates, I got nervous. What could I possibly say to capture this moment? Determined to craft something heartfelt and inspiring, I asked AI. But when AI started talking about the tapestries of justice and the crossroads of tomorrow, I realized, don't even worry about it. I've got this. So I want to start with the people who got us here. To our parents, our partners, our children, and all of our family and friends, you carried us. You carried us through the late nights when the caffeine ran out or was just kicking in. You carried us through the frustration when a rule, a case, or an entire area of law simply refused to make sense. You carried us through our absences, the holidays and birthdays we missed, the dinners we skipped, and the moments when we were there but not really present. You prayed for us, you believed in us. When we were sure we'd forgotten everything or wondered if we ever knew it. Before, during, and after every crash out, you were there. You were and are our foundation. And for that, we thank you. Like at least some of my classmates, I imagine, I never actually visited the law school before enrolling. I didn't schedule a tour. I didn't go to admitting students day. I just hit the highway, arrived in Knoxville, and showed up for orientation. We may have heard this or that about law school from mentors and experts on YouTube, TikTok, and Reddit. But on that first day, we all walked into a challenging unknown. Whatever we thought law school would be, the real thing was waiting on the other side of orientation. Stress, doubt, failures, and a constant grind. Stress came from never-ending readings, the fear of a cold call, and looming exams and deadlines. In the first semester, we all had a midterm, or midterms, as Section 1 continually reminded us. Just before my first, I remember Googling the symptoms of a panic attack. I don't recommend typing heart beating very fast symptom into Google. Doubt came from looking around the classroom and wondering if we were all as confused as we felt. We were, especially in classes like property. Doubt came from waiting on internships and job offers that might not pan out, from second guessing every class, every path, every choice. Failures came in small and epic proportions. A typo in a brief that felt earth-shattering when you noticed it seconds after pressing submit. A cold call that leaves you and the professor confused. Or walking out of an exam and only then realizing the key issue. Let's be honest, we all have that one grade that we don't want to talk about. And honestly, between multiple and, shall we say, ever-evolving grading and rounding policies, our transcripts have become a bit of a logic game. I guess those aren't dead after all. But hey, if our future employers can't tell anything from those puzzling pages, at least they'll know one thing for sure. We showed up to class. We could never dwell on our failures because the grind never let up. Late nights, early mornings, an exam schedule our 1L year that was brutal. We have lived in the library. I'm certain at least a few of us would have squatters' rights if you count food delivery. Adversity possession. I just thought of a new doctrine. Somebody write that down. But here's the thing. In law school, you may walk into the unknown as a stranger, but you walk through it as a class, and we did. We showed up for each other, class in and out, night after night. We shared notes, outlines, encouragements, and so many laughs, at the right moments and at some very wrong ones. We had fun and made friendships that will far outlast law school. Some of us even found love. We watched our school become the Winston College of Law. A new name, a new chapter, another unknown we walked into together. We welcomed new faculty, helped build programs like the Appalachian Justice Research Center and Lab, contributed to faculty scholarship, and ran the journals. We pursued real experience through clinics, externships, and internships across the state and the country. Some argued before the Tennessee Court of Appeals. Others helped clients regain their freedom, including securing parole under a new Tennessee Supreme Court ruling for a client sentenced to life at 16 years old who had served 29 years in prison. Our classmates advanced to the highest levels of national transactional and advocacy competitions, earning awards along the way. And we contributed to the university and to the Knoxville community, providing pro bono legal services, partnering with local nonprofits and campus organizations, volunteering at local high schools, collecting food and necessities, and preparing meals for our neighbors in need. But through it all, we had guidance. We owe immense thanks to the faculty and staff who believed in us, challenged us, served as sounding boards for our good ideas and our worst ones, and extended quite a few deadlines along the way. And to Dean Brown, thank you for leading us through these 3 years. Under your leadership, our school earned a new name, launched new programs, and introduced the First Gen program, one that began with our class. And as a black man leading this law school, you have shown students like me what's possible in a profession where representation is still far too rare. Your example has shaped how I see my future in the law. And as you begin this next chapter, we are grateful for the mark that you have left on this place and on all of us who will carry it forward. Our class comes from 27 states and the District of Columbia and 90 undergraduate institutions. But no matter how we got here, we leave as the best of Winston Law. The unknowns don't end today, they just change shape. In our careers as lawyers, we will have to make tough decisions. Just like during an exam, when you look up and 3 hours has somehow become 10 minutes, we learn how to prioritize, how to decide what matters, and how to move forward even when we don't have all the answers. But as lawyers, those decisions won't just affect us. They'll affect the people who trust us. As we leave here today, we step into many different paths. Some of us will be in courtrooms as prosecutors or public defenders. Many will guide clients through transactions. Some will clerk in state and federal courts. Others will become litigators, represent athletes, teach, return to the communities that raised them, or find their place in ways we cannot even fully imagine. Professor Emerita Justice Penny White, a Winston Law alumna, first-generation law student, and the second woman to have served on the Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals and the Tennessee Supreme Court, said it best. She said, "Making a difference does not mean saving the world. It does not require that you do something grand or noteworthy. It only means that you bring yourself every day, day after day, and that you open your hearts and your eyes to the wrongs that you can possibly right. That is the work ahead of us. In this moment, in this country, that is our call." Just as we brought ourselves into this challenging unknown 3 years ago, we will bring ourselves into the challenging profession the same way, and we will do it together. Congratulations again to us, the class of 2026. Thank you. And on the record, go Vols.
So Justin made me nervous just now. I thought he was going to say, "Go Tigers," and I was like, I was ready to rush the podium. Thank you, Justin. I think you all can see why the class selected Justin as their speaker and what a wonderful role model and lawyer he will be going forward. It is now my great honor and privilege to introduce our keynote speaker, the Honorable Sarah K. Campbell. Justice Campbell joined the Tennessee Supreme Court in February of 2022, following her confirmation by the General Assembly and appointment by Governor Bill Lee. She previously served in the Tennessee Attorney General's office as Associate Solicitor General and Special Assistant to the Attorney General, and earlier as an associate at the distinguished law firm of Williams & Connolly, LLP in Washington, D.C. Before commencing practice, she was a law clerk for Justice Samuel A. Alito, Jr. on the United States Supreme Court and Judge William H. Pryor, Jr. on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit. Justice Campbell graduated magna cum laude and Order of the Coif from Duke University School of Law in 2009, where she was managing editor of the Duke Law Journal and a member of the Moot Court Board. She also simultaneously earned a Master of Public Policy degree from Duke. Most importantly, however, Justice Campbell is a proud volunteer. She graduated summa cum laude from the University of Tennessee in 2004 and, among many other things, served as student body president. In addition, for her service to UT during her time as an undergraduate, she received the prestigious Torchbearer Award, the university's highest student honor. This signature recognition pays homage to the Torchbearer, UT's official symbol, which is memorialized by an iconic statue in the center of campus. The essential qualities that characterize the Torchbearer are enlightenment, leadership, and service, attributes best captured by the volunteer creed. One that beareth a torch, shadoweth oneself to give light to others. Students chosen to receive the Torchbearer Award embody these selfless qualities, and it is evident from Justice Campbell's post-UT trajectory that she has continued to exemplify these admirable attributes throughout her academic and professional career. Justice Campbell is an outstanding jurist and a tremendous role model for judges, lawyers, and law students. She is a consummate professional who elicits the respect and admiration of all who know her. We are so very fortunate to have her as this year's commencement speaker. Please join me in welcoming the Honorable Sarah K. Campbell.
Thank you, Dean Brown, for that introduction. Good morning, class of 2026. It is wonderful to be back on Rocky Top, and especially wonderful to be part of this celebration of you and your families and all of the people who have helped you get to where you are today. And thank you, Dean Brown, for inviting me to be part of this celebration, and thank you for your service to Winston Law these past 4 years. You will be missed. That's clear from every conversation I've had since I've set foot on this campus. You will be missed, and I wish you the best in your new post. Justin, you're a hard act to follow wherever you went. Congratulations both on being selected by your fellow students to give that address and for knocking it out of the park, and best of luck to you. Thank you to Chief of Staff Scoggins for his leadership of the whole university, and for all the university administrators. And to the faculty and administrators of Winston Law, thank you for pouring into these students for the past 3 years. It's been a delight to speak with many of you this morning and last night. In case you don't know, class of 2026, they are so proud of you, so proud of you. And I'm not surprised given what I've heard about all of you, but thank you for what you do day in and day out to make this law school a better place and to serve these students. And last but certainly not least, thank you to the parents, the grandparents, the spouses, the children, other loved ones who are here today and who have been here for these students consistently throughout their lives. And throughout these 3 years in particular. They couldn't have done it without you. So let's give them one more round of applause. So this is not the first time I have delivered a commencement speech from this stage at this place. I was the student speaker when I graduated from UT as an undergrad over 20 years ago. I thought I might be able to just save some time and recycle part of my speech from 20 years ago. But when 44-year-old me read what 22-year-old me wrote, I decided to go in a different direction. And I've had similar experiences when reviewing motions and briefs that I filed in my first couple of years of practice. You might have the same experience as a seasoned lawyer. It was interesting, though, to read that speech and realize how many of the themes are still applicable today. The importance of community and relationships in an age of rapidly evolving technology. The need to listen and learn from people who see things differently. And our obligation to serve our communities. I think it's true that there's nothing new under the sun. I grew up not far from here in rural East Tennessee, like many of you. Higher education was not a family tradition. My grandparents worked with their hands. They farmed, they sewed, they worked for factories and the railroad. Only one of my 4 grandparents graduated from high school, and none attended college. My father was the first in his family to earn a college degree. 2 of his siblings eventually earned their degrees as well after returning to college as adults. My mother was one of 7 children, and only the youngest graduated from college. But my parents knew that higher education would open doors, and they smoothed the path for me and my brother to earn not just undergraduate degrees, but law degrees too. I will always be grateful for that opportunity and the sacrifices my parents made to provide it. But I'm also grateful that I had the opportunity to learn from an early age that education is not the same as wisdom. What my grandparents lacked in formal education, they more than made up for in practical wisdom and sound judgment. The kind that you gain from experiencing and overcoming challenges, watching and respecting your elders, learning from your mistakes, and practicing virtues like humility, patience, and self-control. There has never been a more important time to cultivate that kind of wisdom. In the 3 years since you started law school, artificial intelligence technology has improved exponentially, and its use has become increasingly widespread. When ChatGPT began in June 2018, it had just 117 million parameters. Don't ask me what that means, you can look it up. But the newest version, ChatGPT 5.5, is estimated to have nearly 10 trillion parameters. As exciting and promising as this new technology is, it's critical to understand its limits. AI mimics human cognitive functions by processing huge data sets, identifying patterns, and predicting results. But AI lacks genuine understanding. It has no ability to reflect on its place in the world, to experience or exercise uniquely human attributes, to engage in moral discernment, or to deal effectively with uncertainty. That means that no matter how prevalent AI becomes in the day-to-day practice of law, it will never be able to replicate the exercise of human wisdom. So if you want to make sure that you won't be replaced by AI, my advice to you is to become a wise lawyer. That's easier said than done, but I want to give you a few tips this morning to help you get started on that lifelong journey. First, practice intellectual humility. Ironically, one of the signs of wisdom is a willingness to admit that you don't know everything. Or as Shakespeare put it in his play As You Like It, a fool thinks himself to be wise, but a wise man knows himself to be a fool. If we are genuinely interested in obtaining wisdom, we must engage with people who see things differently and remain open to questioning our own beliefs in the search for truth. This doesn't mean that we should be willows in the wind. To the contrary, the process of listening to and engaging with opposing viewpoints often helps confirm and strengthen what we already believed. Our adversarial system of justice is premised on that notion that a competitive presentation of the issues is the best means of getting to the truth. Second, find a mentor. I'm sure many of you already have mentors. Keep them and get more. One of the surest ways to become wise is to surround yourself with wise people. I've been fortunate to have many mentors during my career, both when I was in practice and when I became a judge. What I have benefited the most from in those relationships is the opportunity to see wisdom in action. There is no substitute for seeing firsthand how a more senior attorney handles a sticky situation with opposing counsel, or a pointed question from a judge, or how a leader in your office approaches difficult decisions or an unexpected crisis. Soak up as much as you can from those experiences, and also soak up learning from other people's mistakes. It's a lot better to become wise from other people's mistakes than your own. And don't be afraid to seek out wise counsel from others. Third, take risks. The experiences that most help us grow in wisdom are those that take us outside of our comfort zones and force us to deal with uncertainty by drawing on our core values and principles. There are few better examples of this than the founding of our country. The men who signed the Declaration of Independence 250 years ago were nothing if not risk takers. They put their lives and livelihoods on the line to embark on a grand experiment in democracy. Drawing on their deep knowledge of history and political philosophy, their religious beliefs, and their own experience of living under oppressive British rule, the founders crafted a new system of government that has endured for centuries. And risk-taking by other courageous men and women in the years that followed led to the adoption of the Reconstruction Amendments, ensuring that all Americans would finally enjoy the freedoms promised by those founding principles. Fourth, be multi-dimensional. If you think of the wisest person you know, chances are that person is well-rounded, interesting, relational. That makes sense because we obtain wisdom from a lot of different sources. Consider Benjamin Franklin, long revered for his wisdom, though certainly not without moral failings. Although he was known primarily for his role in America's founding, Franklin was also a scientist, an inventor, a publisher, an author, a diplomat, and a musician, just to name a few of his hobbies. The practice of law can easily become all-consuming. And while you must be diligent and serve your clients well, you will miss out on opportunities to grow in wisdom if you focus singularly on your career. Be devoted to your families, practice your faith, invest in relationships, pursue hobbies and interests, and serve your community. Those experiences will give you new insights. They will deepen your understanding of the world around you, and they will give you time and space for reflection. Our profession needs wise lawyers. We need lawyers who not only understand the law, but who reflect on their place in the world and on how they can use their legal knowledge to serve their fellow human beings and improve their communities. We need lawyers who see people not as data points or financial transactions or means to an end, but as unique individuals with dignity who deserve our respect. And we need lawyers who are problem solvers, the people at the table who see the whole picture, process it using the full array of moral and ethical considerations that are available to us, and find a path forward. Class of 2026, I encourage you to never stop growing in wisdom or using it to make our profession, our state, and our country a better place. I have every confidence that you will continue to make us proud. Congratulations, and Godspeed.
Today, our graduates will be introduced individually. Our students have worked hard to earn their degrees. I ask that you be patient as we recognize each graduate. Graduates, the ushers will direct you to the stage where you will be introduced. Once you have crossed the stage and had your photo taken, please return to your seats. The official degree conferral will take place once all names have been called. We will begin with our Master of Legal Studies students. Orasi Eibel. Nina Nadine Beals. Dion Mary Bullen. Abigail Brooke Callahan. Camille Ray Carter. Bailey Ray Klein. Jonathan Vincent Demps. Kelsey Caitlin Fritz. Tiffany D. Gowns. Aaron Lee Hampton. Chastity Houston. Alexandra Peyton Johns. Crystal A. Lafferty. Annie Jo Lynn McNeely. Peyton Nellis Medley. William Alexander Moland. Mithane Tatiana Paul. Christina Perry. Stephanie Pickett. Sydney Rice. Andrea Dale Rose. Deidre Jo Sandifer. Brianna Catherine Smith. Isabella Victoria Tavongza. Riley Ann Treat. And now our Juris Doctor students. Leela Abigail Afflerbaugh. Alan Michael Alford. Olotayo Alston. Sarah Anderson. Philip John Andrews III. John Robert Ayers, honors. Catherine Annalise Bales, honors. Elizabeth Louise Bates. Christian Adrian Beasley, high honors. Ashlyn Brooke Bell. Taylor Robert Blake. Nicholas Dante Bovenzi, honors. Jared Lamar Brannon, honors. Erin Nicole Brennan. Emma Grace Brewer. Samantha Jean Brooks. Lucian Jericho Bunch. Blaine Wesley Chance. Leighton Coker, High Honors. Marielle Olivia Cuellar, High Honors. Jordan Nicole Dickey. Ashlyn Grace Doan. Chase O'Brien Doherty. Bernard Smith Duncan. Madison Sheets Eccles. Kendall Mackenzie Elkins. Amanda Ellis. Sailor Ashlyn Epperson. Abigail Grace Fannin. Grayson Leanne Fox. Jaden Kendall France, High Honors. Camille Marie Free, Honors. Hannah Grace Garner. Zachary Addison Gilbert. Martin Peter Genski. Faith Rose Giordano. Ethan Isaiah Glover, highest honors. Rebecca Reagan Godsey. Nicholas Reinke Gomez. Donato Aramis Gonzalez. Caitlin Annette Graham, High Honors. Carter Michael Graves, Highest Honors. Connor Graves. Bradley Wade Greer. Dustin Scott Gubernick, Honors. Justine Emily Happy. Andrea Monique Hargis. Kylie Head Whitman, High Honors. Margaret Ann Herberholz, Honors. Macy Gail Honeycutt. Michael Hurst, Honors. Joshua Jackson, High Honors. Nicholas Arthur Jarvie, High Honors. Benjamin Ryan Jenkins. Chase K. Carroll. Berkeley Madeline Kendrick. Nyla Perveen Khan. Jacob Alexander King, Honors. Madison Paige Kissling. Caroline Elizabeth Cole. Robert Brandon Kong-Kui. James C. Kite IV. Elizabeth Landine. Madison Alice Landry, honors. Christian Tate Lane, high honors. Vivian Lordy Lee, honors. Natalia Kachestian Lewis. Riley Nicole Lockridge. Abigail Riley Long. David Carl McGee, Jr., honors. Jed Vitug Manalo. Jacob Michael Manning, honors. Jenna Ray Manis. Adrian Majagoitia Hernandez. Jeremiah Colin McCauley. Megan Sean McQueen, highest honors. Larry Mendizabal. Harry Chambliss Meyer. Christopher Eli Milligan, high honors. Ethan D.W. Moore, honors. Isabella Francis Morrow. Peyton Isabella Moses. Abby Grace Mullins, honors. Robert Yoshin Nico. Tiana Marie Louise Nickens. Caitlin Elizabeth O'Neill. Christopher Offit. Margaret Lauren Parent, honors. Samuel Elijah Parkhurst. C.J. Parrish. Rebecca Lynn Parsons. Olivia Grace Perez. Elijah Stephen Petho. Lucy Marie Potter. Maya Zumbika Pulas. Taylor Marie Reagan. Samuel Graham Riddle, honors. Aubrey Grace Robinson. Riley Mikhail Rogers. Jaylee Cole Rogan, honors. Sydney Ross. Amelia Russell. Zachary Schmidt, highest honors. Emily Carol Rose Seguin. Austin Joseph Sells, highest honors. Victoria Caitlin Sevener. Sarah K. Sexton. Seth Vincent Sloan, highest honors. Nicholas Ronald Kane Slusher. Megan Constance Haynes Smith. Justin Isaiah Franklin, honors. Jake Allen Smithson. Porter B. Spell. John Dolan Spellman. Shayla Stewart. Tyler Story, high honors. Savannah L. Stover. George William Sullins. Albert J. Tackornell II, high honors. Robert Connor Terrell. Harrison William Thomas, honors. Elizabeth Grace Thornton. Grace Elizabeth Tinsley. Brandon T. Trent. Riley O'Quinn Walker, honors. Drake Christopher Watkins. Parker J. Westoff, honors. Maxine Grace Weatherby, honors. Paige Wiebelhaus. Mary Wilkinson, honors. Christina Brooke Williams, highest honors. Lauren Elizabeth Grace Williams. Gable Willis, honors. Nicole Hannah Wood, honors. Hannah Jo Olivia Young.
Let's give our graduates another big round of applause. As we conclude this morning, and we're not quite finished yet, I'd like to remind all graduates and guests to exit the arena up the stairs through the concourse level. And please join us back at the Frank Winston Law Building for our Blues and Brunch celebration. Graduates, although you have crossed the stage and been deservedly congratulated, your degrees are actually not officially conferred yet. so don't try anything funny. That power rests today with University Chief of Staff Matthew Scoggins, a 2003 graduate of the Winston College of Law and former General Counsel of the University of Tennessee System. I will now relinquish the podium to him to formally confer your degrees.
Graduates, we are all proud of you. I hope you will always remember this moment. Now we have arrived at the part of the ceremony that I know you've been looking forward to, when I confer your degrees and acknowledge the transition from law student to law graduate. This is a special moment for you to celebrate all your years of hard work and dedication. Degree candidates, will you please stand? Your presence today demonstrates that you have done the work and completed the requirements for your degrees. On behalf of the state of Tennessee and the University of Tennessee Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended. Congratulations, graduates. We will close the ceremony, as is our tradition, by singing the alma mater together for your first time as alumni. After the alma mater, we will take a few moments to celebrate and soak in this experience, and then, family and friends, let's all again cheer as loud as you can. This is a moment to celebrate yourself, all that you've accomplished, and all the people who have helped you along the way. After the celebration, the stage party will recess and our ceremony will be officially concluded. I was going to say, please stand for the alma mater, but you're already standing. Congratulations again to everyone here today. Thank you for celebrating with us, and go Vols.